Well, I want to tell you something about it that revolutionized my life, just like it revolutionized Sylvia's life. So many people, many of my peers that just graduated from college have very, I guess, college-like eating habits. They eat hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, and they push the salad to the side or even just take it off their hamburgers. But I do the same thing. Like I eat salads. You know, if my girlfriend's around, she's like, you know, you need to eat healthy. You need to like keep your slim figure. Or I don't even know. They have all these diet terms that I don't really worry about because I'm still 22. But basically, as a young person, it's a good idea to get in the habit of eating healthy. And my friend James and Cole started drinking kale smoothies. Now you might be thinking, I've had this quite often, what's kale? Well, it's a leafy green vegetable, and it's really healthy for you. I'll get more into that in the future. But it tastes really bad if you just eat it raw, so you want to put it in a smoothie. And it really helps a lot. And I want to make sure you guys want to try this, and it's really healthy for you, and it really revolutionized my energy levels and kind of the health in a very easy way, because you just have to drink it. Just a cup. You don't have to put salad dressing or figure out toppings. You just down what you got. So I think this is probably the most efficient natural intake of nutrients. Because for people like me that eat a lot of starches and proteins, or basically whatever we want for younger people, you don't want to worry about like, okay, I have in the freezer frozen foods, and then I have in the refrigerator I have lettuce, tomatoes, onion. You have all these different vegetables that spoil. But with kale, you can freeze it. You can freeze the fruit. You can freeze the orange juice. You can have everything be frozen and it doesn't spoil. Because I run into that part when you eat healthy, it only has a short shelf life. And sometimes if you're a single person, you waste a lot of money with food being thrown away. And now I want to talk a little bit about why kale is so healthy. Now, it gets a rate of 1,000 on the Andy scale. And you might be thinking, what's Andy? Who is that? And it's actually an acronym that stands for, I'm just going to readjust this here real quickly, Aggregate Nutrient Density Index. So it was made by this doctor who made a book called Eating Right, and it's used by Whole Foods grocery stores. And it's a scale from 0 to 1,000. And lo and behold, kale is at 1,000. So that means it has the most nutrients for any single food. So that doesn't mean you can only eat kale and survive, but it means for any single food you're going to eat, kale has the most stuff packed into it per serving. Now spinach, everyone knows is pretty healthy, is 300 points below that. Apple is 78, and then if you're drinking a can of Coke for breakfast, that's 0.6. So I also want to emphasize how easy it is to make. That a kale smoothie, you have a blender, and it's actually kind of important that you get a good blender. Because James, his mom, he convinced her to start drinking these things, but she has a blender from maybe 20, 30, maybe even 40 years ago. And this blender, when we went to the house and she made a kale smoothie, it was just kind of this chunky green mess. And we just didn't even want to touch it. So you want to get a decent blender, maybe $20, $30 from Amazon, look on Amazon reviews or whatnot. But it's really easy to make. So you put a little bit of orange juice in there, maybe 8 ounces. You put a little ice and a banana, and then you put it in kale. You can get kale pre-chopped up at Trader Joe's for $2. It's pretty cheap. And you can just throw that in there. And you can either throw in whatever fruits you want, or other vegetables if that's your kick. So I also want to emphasize that this would be cheaper than going to Starbucks. So you think about it, okay, $2 for some vegetables, but if you go to Starbucks, what is it, $4 or $5 for a little thing this big? But for kale, you get like 64 ounces, and then that kale lasts several days, and you can freeze it, and it's not going to go bad, and you can really just take all of the benefits at a cheaper cost, and also better for your long-time health. I also want to emphasize that you can mix it up with different fruits, so you can have personalize it to yourself. So if you like more mango, you throw more mango in there. If you like more banana, more recently I've been throwing more berries in there. So I go to Costco and I get the big bag of mixed berries and I throw that in there. It makes it look kind of more of a darker purple color, so people don't ask questions as much. Versus this is more the kind of like Ninja Turtle green. So, but it has the same health benefits, and it has a bit sweeter, because kale naturally is a little bit bitter. So you definitely want to put some fruit in there, unless, of course, you're like more of the vegetable taste. So I want to really encourage everybody here to at least try kale. I have some here today because I want you guys to experience it even firsthand, so you can't forget about it when you go home. You have it in your stomach with you to take with you. And another important part that I want to close with is that it has sustainable energy. So if you're drinking, soda or coffee with milk and sugar, then you're going to be running into a little short bursts of energy, versus this is more kind of fruit-based energy that's going to last you throughout the day. And so I want to finish up here with you guys at least trying a sip. If you finish the cup, I'll be proud of you. I think it tastes good. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's maybe like starts out at 5, but after you drink it all, it goes like up to 6 or 7, and then maybe even 11 one day.
All right.